So I looked in my files. I wrote on this many years ago. So it was on my file right away to pull out. This is in our group. We posted it about roasting liver with fat. Are you allowed to roast liver together with fat? So says the Gemara in Masechet Chulin, Daf Kuf Yud Aleph. This is, Be'ezrat Hashem, will be printed made in the future Sefer coming up. Masechet Chulin, page Kuf Yud Aleph, says the Gemara, Darash Mrema, Hilchata, Ben Kaveda, Ben Kachla, Tute Bisra Share. Abba Bisra, so says the Gemara, if a person he wants to make shish kebab, basar, liver, says the Gemara, if he's going to put the basar on the ben kaveda, ben kahla, tute bisra shari, you have to put the liver always on the bottom and the meat always on top. And this, back in the day, they used to use the skewer straight, like you have today by shawarma. Hi, Yosef Joe.
Upright.
Like you have today by the shawarma, that it's upright. So if you want to have fat and that the meat skewered, shashlik, together with liver and the same one, at the same time, you have to put the liver on the bottom, the meat on top. In case you flipped it or you put the liver on top and the meat on the bottom, the blood of the liver is going to leak. The liver is a lot of blood. It's going to leak and it's going to affect the bottom meat. That's what the Gemara says. If you want to put liver and shashlik in the same skewer, or eat meat, you have to put the meat on top, liver on the bottom. Now, what happens whenever
Sideways over, since never on top of
What happens whenever you put the shashlik this way? You don't put the shashlik up. Who does shashlik today like this? Today only shawarma you do like this. But shashlik nobody does like that. Everybody puts like this. This halakha is afraid that it's going to be not 100% leveled. If it's going to be, let's say, liver here, shashlik at a meat on the bottom, and you made the liver go a little bit on a slant higher, your mangal is a little bit crooked, whatever the reason, the net is tilted, and it was a little bit like this. Instead of being straight, it was a little bit like this. Now the liver has a gravity to leak towards the meat. That's why the poskim doesn't let you to skewer liver, meat, because we are afraid that there is not always going to be leaking down. Maybe it's also going to leak.
So the breast is
To the side. Huh?
Or maybe because
to do separate.
Oh. Or say?
Or maybe because the fact that they're touching each other, it's not necessarily of the gravity, it's going to transfer from one to another because of this.
No, the touching is not the problem, the Gemara said. Gemara said,
Yesterday we learned that it was.
that's why I looked again in my files, because yesterday you guys, we were talking about the laws of basar v'halav, and this rabbi brought something else, and it's all kasha malasha. I said, listen, I told the guy, don't put yesterday recording, because it was balagan, and the halakha, I'm going to look again in my files. I remember I wrote on this, because this question the Bukharians asked me many years ago. I should start dating my chuvot whenever I write them. And that's how Shulchan Aruch Paskin. In Yored De'ah, in Siman Ayin Gimel, Maran Paskin,
Yanatish, Arvit будет здесь.
בלי עין הרע. ונדית פריילה. עם צלעו, עם בשר בתנורים שבימי חכמי הגמרא, עשה שולחן ערוך. If a person roasted the meat on top of mangal, that tanur that used to be back in the day straight, שפיהם למעלה, יהיה הכבד למטה ולא למעלה. The כבד have to be
In the bottom.
on the bottom, not on top. But says the Gemara, what if a person made a mistake and he put the liver on top? He got confused. Rabbi said top, bottom, he got confused. If he put the liver on top, the meat on the bottom. Shechem ben Chava, what are you going to do with him? This guy right now, what are you going to do with that meat? The liver was on top. Says the Gemara, Iluye Bisra di Avad. Okay, lechatchila, no.
This is much
Если
much
случайно
better. This
туда,
is,
если специально, то нет. Правильно я понял?
Да. Liver you want to put on the same skewer. Liver on the bottom. Pchonka on the bottom. Meat on top and the skewer. Вот так, не вот так. Чтобы он стоял. Смирно стоит.
But it's all going to start leaking down. Blood.
The blood from the meat is very little in comparison to the blood of the liver. The problem is who has more blood will affect the second party.
Okay, so if we put even this way, we'll make sure that the level
The level is
this
right,
way, yeah,
no problem.
Angle,
Maran said allowed.
as long as the
So
middle
Ain't it even?
together.
Even? Rabbi Amir.
Fat, meat, fat, and ginger.
Even if the meat is going to touch the liver,
That's not a problem.
that's not a problem.
The trench.
So if it's straight, it's not a problem. You see that it's straight with your eyes,
Right?
it's not a problem.
Right. If it's straight, no problem.
Oh.
The problem is whenever on top or bottom.
This way or this way.
Right. That's where the problem starts.
So
Whenever
what is it?
yesterday he said
The
I
bottom
felt,
beam, yeah.
I felt something is wrong here, I said okay, I'll double check that.
Mass
so
is
why
the same.
Rabbi Avadia,
How about you didn't speak about this?
you did not?
No. Now, what about fat? You guys asked me about fat. Вчера спросили про жир. Обихо. Мясо это печенка, жир, печенка, жир, печенка, жир.
Не рекомендуется.
Если level, правильно можно?
Now listen to this. This I have chidush for you. Listen to this chidush.
конечно, она juicy.
וכן פסק גמרא בשולחן ערוך, אם צלעו בשר בתנורים שבימי חכמי הגמרא שפיהם למעלה יהיה הכבד למטה ולא למעלה. כבד should be on the bottom, not on top. ובדיעבד מותר. If you did בדיעבד the other way, like this, instead of like that, קשה. ובשיפודים שצולים אצל האש, אסור לצלותם עם הבשר לכתחילה, אפילו כבד למטה. If you're putting it על האש, like we do today, את המנגל על האש, מותק זילים, מותק שנזילים. נכון? It says if you do it like this, לכתחילה, don't put them in the same skewer, the liver and the meat. And the Achronim say, why? Because we're afraid that you're not going to keep it always straight,
I
like
would say
this.
that's much easier, a much lenient case than the Gemara case.
Why?
The Gemara says even if the kaved is on top, it's b'diavad.
Yeah, but yeah, Maran also says b'diavad mutar.
But this is a much lenient should be
Like why?
because it's not on top.
no till.
It's not on top.
No, if it will be a til, if,
So
if.
what even if it's still?
Rabotai, remember, Shulchan Aruch is a book that gave ruling to all the Jewish people for millions of people for thousands of generations. The chances of mistake is very big. That's why Maran cannot risk it. And Maran said, if you're going to put like this, problem. Why? You made sure it's going like this. What if it's going to be a little bit like that? What if it's going to be a little bit like this? You don't know.
So suppose it is. But the Gemara says mutar, but
But yeah.
So
He doesn't allow you to take the risk. That's why he's applying on. Don't take the risk, he says.
I mean
That's
my
your
point.
job,
My
yeah.
point is, even if you
From
put on
seat.
top, it's mutar, but so
They fix the
on
chair
the
for
side
you.
should be.
What's the point? We don't do the other lechatchila.
But it's on the side. It's not. By mistake, it's a level.
High
Okay,
fat,
but the it's
fat
still
yourself,
mutar.
fat.
Shas, yeah, fatty joke. It's true. Whatever you say, it's true. That's why lechatchila we say don't do it, but if you did it, it's fine. You went right now to relatives, like usual, that they didn't learn halachot. They know Miasa, Beit Yosef, if they know Beit Yosef. Glad kasher, Rabbi, Miasa, glad kasher. They bought it. So, сделали себе шашлык. Now you go to the backyard, you see, who's big, they want to go. He puts liver, meat, liver, meat, liver, meat. On one skewer. What do you do, mate? Άμε שחלות מפרטובי.
No, בדיעבד מותר.
Huh?
Be sure it's level.
Huh?
You eat it. It's level.
Be sure?
Случайно.
Make sure it's level.
Make sure it's level. I thought you said make sure Bishul Israel. Bishul Israel. What about Bishul Israel?
Yes, of course.
Oh, very good. So you go, you flip all the skewers quickly. And what about all the meat? You made meat, liver, meat, liver, meat, liver. What we said? With the Eved, he already did it. You're going to throw out right now all the meat? No, Prajot.
How you mean you didn't flip? B'diavad, it's still kosher, no?
According to Maran, it's not kosher.
Jewish owner?
No. Safek, oh.
It's the Kabbalah, B'diavad, yeah.
It's like his hand,
Right.
extension of the hand.
Right, but B'diavad.
B'diavad.
You should not do things but the Eved that you could fix it. You could save the
I'm not
situation.
saying do it like this. I'm saying you go somewhere. He already put it.
After
Right.
the fact.
You already
After the
put
fact,
it.
After the fact.
But if you want to teach them a lesson, make a voima. If possible.
How
Sometimes
to
your
make it?
lesson is going to be the wrong time, the wrong moment. Don't talk. Let it go. Sometimes make a voima, so for people to learn. Next time not to do that. Even though Mikar Adin with the Eved was fine. That they should not learn with the Eved becomes a chatchila for them. They should know the right thing to do from the beginning. וכתב השח, in סעיף קטן י"ב, in סימן עין ג' יורד דעה, אין לצלות את הכבד על גבי הבשר. Now what about putting shashlik, first level, meat, then another skewers, second level on top of the first level, liver.
So, krophy is it.
אין לצלות את הכבד על גבי הבשר, בכדי שלא יזוב דם הכבד על גבי הבשר. Don't put the liver on top of the meat, because then the blood of the liver is going to affect the meat. כמו כן אין להתיר לכתחילה לעשות כן, מטעם כבולעו כך פולטו. כיוון שבכבד יש הרבה דם, אך בדיעבד כתב עטרות זהב שמקלי. What if you went to a relative, you put shashlik first level, liver second level on top? What do?
ב'דיעבד.
Says,
מה אתם מכורים דרכו?
says בדיעבד כשר, כיוון שהאדם, מי שרק שר הוא מחליק ולא נבלע.
So why we don't concern, even if you put it side by side, maybe the mangal was not balanced, and still the liver it was next to it, not on the same shipud.
Say a different shiput.
Yeah, but since they were all touching each other,
Aaron Bet.
maybe the mangal was
Я вот
not
так
in the
сижу,
right
чтобы ты
level.
сидел, пока спадешь. What do you say?
Maybe the mangal was not in the right level. It wasn't level,
No.
and since they were side by side, the liver now is higher
Yeah?
than the meat. So there was something in what he said last night that if it's next to each other,
נכון, נכון.
maybe if the mangal is not level, it's still even if it's not distinction.
The poskim didn't say that to such a degree.
Yeah, I mean,
The
if
poskim
they're
said in the
not
same
touching
skewer.
each other, it's very
The same
unlikely.
skewer, it should not be the meat and the liver in the same one. That's what the poskim said. Same
Same stew.
skewer. שיפוד אחד. אוקיי? ושיפוד מאוזן, לכתחילה מחמירים, מכיוון שלפעמים הופך את השיפוד ונמצא הכבד על גבי הבשר. That's how Rashi said. Rashi said it's גזירה of חז"ל. That answers you. That Chazal were afraid of that. Rashi says Chazal were afraid, don't put the skewer straight. Leaning, laying down. Make sure you always put the skewer up, on top meat, on the bottom liver. Then you're 100% fine, lechatchila. But if you put the skewer laying down, then Rashi is afraid. He says maybe it's not going to be even out.
It's not our way of
Level.
clarification. We know that.
It's not our way of cooking.
Nowadays. We know that.
I hear you. Okay?
We know that you could eat raw meat with whatever blood or juice that it has, right?
What? Liver?
No, in general, meat. We said the person's allowed to eat raw meat.
Raw meat. Yeah, raw meat.
Once
Yeah.
it's
Raw meat is no problem. Yeah.
okay.
No.
So in this case, the blood came out of the liver, then it went back inside the meat.
Then would we not be allowed?
What's the issue?
Once
That
it
the
goes-
blood came out of the liver, went inside the meat.
The blood came out of the liver and went inside the meat. The rule is like this. Any blood that was inside the meat is no problem. Any blood that came out of the same meat went back, asur. Same thing applies to worms, tolaim.
Right.
If you have an apple full of tolaim, no problem. As soon as the tolaim came out of the apple, come on. It came back again. That's it. On уже гражданин Araba, Saudi Araba. No way back to America.
What do you mean it's hold on? You take an apple, there's worms inside, you can allow to eat it?
Yeah? If the worms were born inside the apple,
How do you know?
you
cut the whole
Adam
trace.
says, you make sure there's no any traces, there's no any holes inside there.
They come from the top, you know?
If there is no hole inside there, over there, you can assume it came from inside.
Protein.
And you can have that.
Well,
Worms are allowed or no, Yosef?
Depends what kind.
Yosef, worms, можно или нет?
Нет.
А? Halakha says allowed.
Какие, где? Которые там были уже.
Whatever is inside. Whatever is inside that ring, those worms, no problem. Inside the apple. Or inside the apple.
Cheese also.
Которые не вышли еще.
А эти, которые в клубнике?
Kubiki. If they from inside, there's no problem.
No, they come.
Problem is the one that comes from outside.
But we saw today.
Or the inside
They came back.
took a visit from outside. Yeah, dunya binim. And then, so the tum'ah already grabbed him. La petah hatat ovetz.
What about the ones that with the fig? They go inside, they put the eggs, and then they leave.
С кубом.
That's the same problem.
But they're
If they came from outside, they left
left the eggs and the
eggs.
leaves.
This I have to see. I don't know.
А как
Да,
знать?
ясно.
А
Some-
спрашиваю, как
some-
знать, он вышел, не вышел.
Поэтому нельзя ничего.
No, if you see anything, you надо смотреть, дырки есть, дырки нету, how does it look?
Ну, на ягоды везде дырки есть, it's impossible to do it.
Да, там нет.
That's why we don't take the risk. Nowadays, we make everything achlot. But halakha originally allowed it. That's the original halakha.
Как охлоп, сегодня же яблоки продают.
No, I'm saying if you right now gonna take an apple, right? You put a bite, worms. What do? You think right now cheshbon, maybe it's from inside, outside, achlot, amo. You don't make double cheshbon. So this answers you the blood question. That if the blood that was inside the meat, there's no problem. That's why halakha says if a person right now made shchita, chicken, or meat, doesn't matter what. He wants to put it right away on the fire. He needs to make shtunamak or no?
No.
When I learned to make shchita, I learned together with my friend, with my chavruta. When we finished, we both just got married. So we needed to go out, Chol HaMoed was, he had to go somewhere, with the wife, to do something. So we said, let's go upstate, next to the lake over there, and we're going to bring our own food. We already shohatim, we brought ourselves chickens, and we made over there shahita. What's going to be shtunamak? You don't know, Shulchan Aruch, you don't need shtunamak. You're going to put it on the fire, tamom, mangalga, kaif. I promise you, this was the worst chicken I ever ate in my life.
Yeah, because it doesn't taste good until you froze it first.
Doesn't taste good at all. It was so hard to eat, I just gave up. I just gave it to the fisher when the lake and doesn't done it. Why? You didn't make the meat after you shecht it, it has to rest. It has to relax. If it does not rest, it's tachtecha, this meat. Shulis. Salt. Shoe salt.
Salt.
Yeah. So that's why I don't think, Rabbi, my relative came, we gotta make Yakta Gospan. Yakta Gospan, then what? It's going to be hard. Meat has to rest after Shkita.
How long?
Depends on the weather, depends on what type of meat. But we didn't know that, we just learned Shkita.
Да если все голодны, все съедят.
Да. Только помидор, огурец, что принесли, покушали, пришли домой. But it was good. When Rabbi Yosef was sent one time to make shopping, and at the beginning, he got lost on the way. He was thinking about Torah. So his wife saw where he came after so long time. Where is the shopping? Wow, I forgot about the shopping. You came after so many hours to make the shopping. The kids, so you stay here, you study Torah, I'll go for the shopping. So he examined himself for the shopping. So next time we didn't have to go to any lakes, that's it, the vacation was done. Okay, back to us. If so, ילקח בין שהכבד לצד הראש, בין שהוא לצד הזנב, אסור. So it says the kaved, the liver, should not be, it says, either here or here if the skewer is laying down, because we are afraid that it's going to be not leveled properly. אבל הרמב"ם כתב, מותר לצלות כבד עם הבשר בשיפוד אחד, והוא שתהיה הכבד למטה, אם עבר וצלה למעלה מבשר, הרי זה אוכלו. הרמב"ם says, you're allowed to make the skewer, one skewer, liver and meat and liver on the bottom. And if a person made it the other way around, go ahead and eat it. הרי זה אוכלו. ולדעתו, כשמניח הכבד למטה, אפשר אף לכתחילה לצלות על גביו בשר. מרן בשולחן ערוך פסק כדעת רש"י. אף זה דווקא בשיפוטים שאצל האש, אבל אותם שיפוטים שמתגלגלים מעצמם. כתב בכנסת הגדולה, דאפילו לכתחילה מותר לצלות בהם הכבד עם הבשר. דתמיד הם מונחים בשווה לאורכם. Here? What Knesset Agdolah said. Big chidush. It says, what happens whenever you have a machinery? You have a takoyesh, a circle takoy. No, like a conveyor type of thing. You put rotisserie, yeah, that's the word, rotisserie. Can you put on the rotisserie meat, liver?
No, because it goes all over the place.
It says, this you're allowed 100%.
Because it goes this way.
Why? Because there is never going to be tilted like this. It's always straight. It's kavua.
Yeah, but then it drips. The liver will drip to the other, the meat on the bottom. It's
I'm assuming they're nothing on the bottom, just one like this.
הוא מתגלגל
So
במקום.
each one, not one on top of like this. They're just rolling this way.
just one
Basically, the idea is whenever you have
semicircle.
איך אומרים, תבנית.
Like this, and they just
Stationary, חזק מאוד, thank you.
like this.
You have a stationary case that there is no chance. Well, maybe I'll put it like this, and my wife put it like that, and then my babuля will put like that.
Okay, question.
We have a stationary thing. On a stationary thing, says the Knesset Agdolah.
No problem.
Everybody agreed. And who agrees with that? Kaf HaChaim also agrees with that.
Question.
If it's stationary, it's no problem to put liver, meat, even though they are touching one another.
Same thing with mangal stationary.
If it's stationary,
The fat's
There's no
different
point.
story.
yeah,
Straight standing.
You
No,
cannot,
it's not.
yeah.
It's on the table.
yeah. If it's stationary, it says it's allowed. תמיד הם מונחים בשווה. Always. There is no one time maybe I'll put like this, one time maybe somebody's going to put like that. It's not like a bonfire. That you can make bonfire like this, you can make it like that. You stick it in the ground next to the fire. Может быть это так будет, это может быть так будет, это может быть так будет. You don't know what's going to be over there.
So, Rabbi,
It's not a stationary thing. Yes, Daniel.
I'm sorry. So the shawarma that we get from the shawarma is stationary, right? So, for example, if you don't have shawarma, you put, like you said, meat and then jigar and
Meat on top, jigar on the bottom.
that's a kosher way.
That's
You put those
100%.
like this, on top, right? The height.
That's 100%.
But if that rotisserie goes down,
Rotisserie is fine because it's stationary.
it's stationary. But I'm thinking the juices is what's going to give the problem. If the jigar is on top, the meat is on the bottom. Is it the juice that's the problem, or are you saying
The juice.
the position
The juice. That's why it has to be either up,
down,
the liver is on the bottom,
down,
or if you want to put it even,
Level.
make sure
level.
leveled. If you want to put it even, you make sure it's level and stationary.
Okay.
There is no room for mistakes.
Yeah, fine.
וכשאינו רוצה לאכול את השומן, now what if a person put liver, fat. What then?
Oh, you're not gonna eat the fat. Wow.
כשאינו רוצה לאכול את השומן, he asks people, you want to eat the liver? No, I just want the liver, the fat. You want to eat the fat? No, I want to eat the liver. So why put the fat there?
To give taste to the liver.
For the taste of the liver. So what are you going to do with the liver?
Didn't we say?
Achlot.
No,
Yeah.
the fat is
Fat.
Yeah, what are you going to do with the fat? You're going to throw it out. Yeah, I just want to eat the liver. The liver should be juicy. Says Halacha, שאינו רוצה לאכול את השומן, אלא רק שיפלוט השומן טעמו אל הכבד, שערה בכל גוונה. If you want to have the fat just to give taste to the liver, the whole problem was in the Gemara, what the Gemara said, that Rashi explained why you cannot put it even, because maybe you're going to have it not leveled, and then you're going to have the liver on top of the meat, and you're going to have a problem. Because you want to have both of them. You want to have the meat, and you want to have the liver. What if a person says, I don't want to have the things that is next to the liver, such as fat. I just want to have the liver.
You have 10 people. The 10 people, there's 10 people, different
Opinions.
opinions.
No, talking about that everybody agree. We're only going to have the
Usually
liver.
people eat it.
Or yourself.
Usually people eat it.
Yeah.
I don't like the fat.
Okay?
So I'm allowed to do it or no?
So if you're not going to eat the fat, it's not about if you like or not. Even if you like it, but you're not going to eat it.
You're not gonna eat it. That's the fact.
Can you put it on a not stationary mangal?
Yes. Not
What about the meat? The liver is going to affect the fat.
We don't care. It's going
We
to-
don't care because it goes to the garbage.
But you're not allowed to serve it. You're not allowed to serve it to other people, even if you're not eating it. I'm not eating somebody else. It's issue. Or
It's not issue
It's
because we said
affects
b'di'avad, it's
Yeah,
kasher.
What if it's a
זה
steak?
לכתחילה עושה שייתן טעם בשומן.
בדיעבד זה מוז'ה.
לא עושים בדיעבד לכתחילה.
If he didn't do it like this lechatchila, he did it in order to eat just the liver. Then Bovo say, "Ibi, why you throwing this?
תביא.
All the vitamins there. Shevit amin itama, I don't." There was one person sitting in the yeshua. The guy took a knife and started cleaning the apple. The second guy made a commotion. Oh, Chkar Sadi, why are you cleaning the apple? He says, it's all dirty, it's all this. What? All the vitamins are over there. What are you doing? He say, here, take all the vitamins, you eat them.
Rebbe, the fat doesn't give back the blood to the liver.
Huh?
The fat does not give back the liver the blood. It doesn't transfer it back because we said it's liquid.
It is. It is. The liver gives them blood.
So
I'll tell you another rule by liver. Liver is a special rule in halakha. Oser velo ne'esar.
Takes out.
He is a bulletproof thing. He can restrict others,
but it doesn't.
but does not get restricted back.
It doesn't draw the blood back. in.
And what's the reason? Why by meat we don't say that? Meat restricts others, also gets restricted also.
Because it absorbs.
Why liver is different? Listen about that to this rule. Whenever you have one-way traffic, you can't get in. It's one-way traffic.
Black.
Right now was a few days ago. A guy it went up. It was one shul went up like this, and all the people finished tefillah going up. Now he forgot something in the shul. He wants to go back. He can't go back. You have to wait. Imagine Ben Gabriel, a lot of places where everybody was coming out, trying to go against traffic. It's impossible. You have to wait until everybody come out, then you can come in. He says, meat has blood in it, yeah, but how much blood he has? Limited. Goes out, down. It says, when he finished the traffic going this direction, guess what happens? He can go back. That's the problem with meat. It says liver. What is the whole liver? It's all blood. Liver is all fibers of blood. So it says over there is no end to how much is going out. That's why it's always going, affects others, and it cannot never
Be affected.
be affected.
So how's the fat?
Oser ve'eno ne'esa.
If that's the case, why do people put fat? It doesn't absorb anything.
Huh? So the poskim say, so can I put pig next to my liver? Direction one ticket. No, one ticket. What happened?
Even better.
So I remember my Rosh Hashiva, when we learned that topic, he told us like this. It says, whenever it says on the street, one way this direction.
Yeah.
So it says the other people cannot come this direction. It says there is people that couldn't go. You know who?
Police.
Huh? You know who? People, pedestrians. They don't have a car. They go in this direction. It says, when do we say that he goes one direction and he cannot go the other? It says the same kind. The cars go this direction, and another car cannot come that direction. But a person on a bicycle, a person on the car, walking bicycle, he can go that direction. So it says, when do we say the blood is coming out, cannot go back? What cannot go back? Blood cannot go back. Same kind, min b'mino. But something else, pig, taste, other fats, other things, is able to go back to the liver, back to the meat. So that's why he says the liver, because of blood, will go out, cannot come back. The liver. Oser ve'eno ne'esar.
The fat taste goes inside.
So even though the fat got affected by the liver, and let's say it was not allowed, bottom line we say the fat is also allowed. Bottom line, yes, уже сделали. Уже сделали, didn't know. They put you went to somebody's bar mitzvah, somebody's brit yitzhak, shashlik chori, whatever it is, they put you on the langri, fat liver, fat liver, fat liver. What do you do?
Liver eat, fat no eat.
Can you eat the liver, the fat also or no?
Yes.
Says הלכה, יש לי уже сделали. Кардан.
Приятного аппетита.
You can't do it.
בדיעבד.
No, he's not chatting. I'm wondering.
No,
If
we're
it
not
already
allowed to do
happened,
that.
you shouldn't do it.
If it's
Allowed to do it.
stationary mangal, you cannot do it.
Stationary, no problem. Stationary mangal, no problem. That's what we learn. כנסת הגדולה, כף החיים.
What's the reason you're not
You can
allowed?
do it and eat like that.
What's
If it's
considered-
stationary.
What's considered stationary?
What goes in
mangal?
the fat?
There is no chance it's going to be one way or the other. It's steady. Like in the wall. You know, in Israel,
Built in.
there was a it's a built-in thing. Cannot move it anywhere. It's not mangal, you can move it. Sometimes you have outside in the backyard, you have a slant like this, you have a slant like that. There's no stationary. We're talking stationary, something that it is, that's it.
Built
Fit.
into the
Building,
basically.
building.
Tandoor.
I can tandoor, whatever you call it, yeah. Now, ואין לומר, כיוון שמניח שומן בין כל חתיכה וחתיכה, תיאסר החתיכה ותחזור לאסור את הכבד. Let the fat, always the question is, the next line, let the fat, אחי John, welcome to us. Let the fat of the shashlik get restricted by the liver and affect back the liver himself. The liver will affect the fat, and the fat will affect back the liver. Says הלכה, no. Why? שכבד אוסרת ואינה נאסרת. כבד is one-way ticket. It can only go to restrict. It cannot go back to
Restricted, to be restricted.
be restricted. That's why a person wants to make shashlik. Jigar, fat, jigar, fat, jigar, fat. If the mangal is stationary, he's allowed to do that. If the mangal is not built-in, this is not allowed to do that. If it was done, you already went to somebody who already did it.
If you want to do, not to do eat the fat, and that's where it's still okay or not?
Good question. What if you don't have a stationary mangal, but you're not going to eat the fat? You only want to eat the liver.
Good.
Allowed.
It's allowed even lechatchila. Why? Because there is no fear. What are you fearing? That I'm going to make it tilted? The fat is going to be asur? No fear. I'm not eating it. Throwing it to the garbage anyway. To the dogs.
We don't say you're gonna
לכלב
forget.
תשליכון אותו, huh?
We don't say you're gonna forget and eat the fat.
Even if you end up forgetting, what did you do b'di'avad? That is fine.
So
Rabbanan גם,
Rabbi,
רבן ים
Huh?
if you're in somebody's house and they already cooked it that way, you can
Right.
eat it?
You can eat
זה
it.
דם בגרי.
But next time, tell him on the side, or if you want to make a commotion to everybody, teach them a lesson. Rabotai, when you go not stationary mangal, next time don't put liver fat, liver fat, liver fat.
If you want to eat the fat.
If you want to eat the fat, good.
But is it better not to eat it or you could eat it?
Depends on you. Certain things at home, I purposely don't eat. If mistakes happen, purposely don't eat. Why? Teach a lesson.
Somebody's house.
Same thing, somebody's house. If you're not going to eat, you're going to teach them a lesson or no? Or you're going to cause problems, hatred, balagan. Chobut, resultat.
Alright, so that's the reason.
That's the story. One time, my daughter made me a chai, kli sheni. B'di'avad kli sheni she made. She poured water on Shabbat, samavar, directly on the cup. Then she put the chai inside. B'di'avad Rabban Yosef says kasher. Just сделали, уже kasher. Don't do it, he says, לכתחילה ואל כלי שלישי. But if it happened, כלי שני also good.
Big deal.
I asked her, she brought it to the, I said, "Did you make Lishlishi?" Oh, I forgot.
They don't make tea that way.
Okay, go spill it out, I said. Why?
Teach them a lesson.
Teach her a lesson. Shabbat is serious. Don't play. Tomorrow I tell her, don't turn on electricity, don't draw. But the Abba only talks to Chatchila, but the Abba it's all fine. For them not to learn these mistakes, kids doesn't know this chilukim. The Chatchila, the Abba. I remember Gabriel was one time a person came to say Kaddish. Now, usually people that they come only once a blue moon. It's hard to explain to them. Lechatchila, the Abba, the Oraita, the Rabbanan, Tzavek Spekot. It's very hard to talk to them in that language. So we said similar halacha. Lechatchila, not allowed to do. If you did it, kasher. Shchir kasher. You said not allowed. But you understand, there's lechatchila, there's the Abba. Doesn't talk. It's one-way ticket. It's either allowed or not allowed. That's it. So that's what I'm telling you. If Abraham, you're gonna be teaching them a lesson. Но я это не буду кушать. Почему? Это все Бет Йосеф, как ты попросил, а это место взял, а то место взял, как по твоей просьбе. Почему не кушаешь? No, you made liver fat, it's not allowed to do like this. It's not stationary, it's такой у тебя мангал, нельзя. Oh, next time you're gonna learn a lesson. You made a whole commotion, you made voima over there. But if this guy gonna tell him like that, say, девонайт на тебя, ты сколько деньги потратил, сколько пошел, все сделал, потом под концом ты не кушаешь?
Now, what if nobody's paying attention to you and you cannot give a lesson there?
Right.
So can you?
Zadan חור. zadan gir.
Take to go.
Take the go. והיא בעצמה אינה נעשית גם בפליטת דם אחר לפי שתמיד תעודה לפנות בין הפרדים רוצה לאכול השומן, להניח כל השומן What if a person wants to eat the fat also? Says the fat, Rabbi, is very tasty. Says now don't make it on a shaky mangalga, make it either on a stationary built-in or on top. Fat on top, liver on the bottom. So the fat is going to heat up, it's going to leak juice out the liver, no problem. Then you can have the liver on top, and you can have the fat on top and the liver on the bottom.
Zohar?
Got it?
A little tilt.
Huh?
If it's tilted, you're saying.
Going up. Or if it's stationary mangal, when it's you can put like this also.
But what if it's tilted a little bit?
Tilt is even better.
Stationary.
But then you have to put the fat on top.
Correct. And
Liver on the bottom.
But Rebbe, stationary, but it's still cricket. It's nothing to do with stationary, right? If it's the only thing that helps with stationary, that it's straight.
It's straight. That's what
If
we
it's
need.
cricket and stationary, no good.
No, it has to be straight. Stationary built-in straight.
You can do Zohar?
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit.
But even
the
then,
words of
it
Chavetz Chaim.
depends what angle it was. It was the fat towards the liver, or the liver towards the fat.
Says the Zohar, it says Chavetz Chaim.
And it goes.
ואין העולם מתקיים אלא בשביל התורה. The whole world existing only because of the study of the Torah Yosef. שנאמר אם לא בריתי יומם ולילה. If not for the study of the Torah day and night. חוקות שמיים וארץ לא שמתי. I will not make the world exist. And this is the words of the Zohar HaKadosh. Zohar HaKadosh פרשת בראשית, דף מ"ז עמוד א'. רפוני, סורק סדמוי. Damit so sorg sidmoit khadit, sorg sidmoit khadit. Says the Zohar, kol man deishtadel ba'oraita bekol yoma, a person that is toiling in the Torah, bekol yoma. Chota slovo bekol yoma, Aaron? Every day. No, not kol hayom, not kol yoma, bekol yoma. Каждый день. Не целый день, а каждый день. Izke lemeve lechulaka be'alma de'ateh. This person will be granted to have olam haba. When he studied the Torah every day. Not a person study Rabbi. Tonight I don't have anything to do. I'm coming. No, John Dadesh. And when you have things to do, you come 5-10 minutes over there. You come back to the study of the Torah.
When a person learns from this, the YouTube,
Not live, they call it.
A recording gets the benefit of knowledge, but does not get the benefit of ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך.
Is it considered you learned that day or no? Because of the Zohar.
If you don't have a way out,
You don't have a way out.
What can you do? What
about Zoom?
Are you fulfilled or no?
I don't know.
You
You
don't know.
drive, you drive all day, you listen 5-6.
Can we find out on this? Maybe make a sure.
מתחשב כאילו בני עלמין. And this person is counted as a person that builds the world. דאבורייתא יתבנה עלמא וישתכלל. Because Hashem looked in the Torah and he built the world. Yosef, what's the reason you have two hands? What's the reason you have two eyes? Because the Torah says you have supposed to tie tefillin on your weaker hand. If you have weaker hand, means to say you need to have at least two hands. Why need to have two eyes? You could have managed with one eye.
Between your
Because the Torah says that tefillin is supposed to be between your eyes. I have to put him two eyes. Hashem is looking in the Torah and he is saying, we need two eyes, we need two hands, we need this, we need that. I need to make him pruvu, so I have to create him the way to make pruvu. Every single mitzvah that there is in Torah, Hashem made because of this mitzvah, I have to make him to have that item, to have that organ, to have that situation. So what's the blueprint of the world?
Torah.
The mitzvot of the Torah. And continue the Zohar and says, "V'tachazeh berucha avid kudsha berchu alma." How did Hashem create the world?
You look at the Torah.
He says, speaking. Where? What speaking? What did Hashem say? Vayomer Elokim yehi or vayhi or. Hashem said, "Let it be light," and it was light. So Hashem spoke the words what's written in the Torah. He says, Hashem, you want the Torah to continue? The world that I created to continue? How did I start it?
Torah.
The Torah. What will make the world to continue? The study of the Torah. Yosef, you understand how important it is? Imagine when a person is about to die, lo alenu, lo alechem. And you went ahead and you helped him, and you made him continue alive. How happy you're supposed to be. Wow. I have right now somebody to save his life, to be able to, he's only 30 years old, Rabbi. I saved his life, he lived until 120 years old. How happy he will be. He learned Torah, he fulfilled mitzvot, he did everything. He was a good husband, a good father. Because of who he was saved? Because who he was saved? Because of that person. How happy you will be. How fast would you drive to save such a person? Says the Zohar, whenever you study the Torah, you don't save one person. You save the entire world. So how fast should you drive to the study of the Torah? Faster than you would drive to save that person's life. Wow. Because here you're saving one person. And when you study the Torah, you save
the whole world.
The whole world.
That's
when a person is coming to study the Torah, he says, he should not come. Pat kansom rabbi aprishol, at mitzvah. Alenu leshabeach. A person is supposed to be in the study of the Torah bekol yom. Every single day, says the Zohar. Only this will grant you olam haba. This is the ticket to olam haba. And what if you study the Torah but not bechol yom? Kak papao. Yom ken, yom lo. Says this is not going to grant you the ticket to olam haba. Bechol yomah, the Zohar says, every day. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. וזה לשונו פרשת צו, פתח רבי אלעזר ואמר, this all Chavetz Chaim brings. You see, Chavetz Chaim was Ashkenazi, also learned Zohar. This tell the Ashkenazi. ואשים דברי בפיך, ובצל ידי כיסיתיך, תנינן, כל ברנש נשתדל ממיתי אורייתא, ובשפתי מרחשן באורייתא, קודשה בחוך חפה עלי, ושכינתי פרסה עלי כדפה, ולא עוד, אלא הוא מקיים עלמא. This person makes the world exist. וקודשה בחוך חדי עמי, and Hashem is so happy with him, כאילו ההוא יומן אתה שמהיה בהרע. As that day, Hashem said, I'm so happy that you studied the Torah, Am Israel. That day, I created heaven and earth. I'm so happy as I created today heaven and earth. וכתב בחובת הלבבות, דראוי לאדם להשית אל ליבו. חובת הלבבות says a person has to pay attention with his full heart. אילו היה לו ספר ממלך בשר ודם. If a person would have a book that came from a king, והיה מסופק בהבנתו מפני דמות הכתיבה ודקותה, he would not understand every single word in that book. He said you will make sure to get all ways around to get that book through, נכון? He says the same thing is, and how much more so it is, the study of the Torah. ולפי שיש כמה אנשים שהופקר אצלהם ארון ביטול תורה. There are some people says the Chavetz Chaim, מה זה ביטול תורה? It's a big deal ביטול תורה, רבי. Hello, shiur started. Comes to the shiur. Rabbi, cigaretta, сейчас 5-10 minutes. I have to finish with him, cigaretta. I have to talk to him about something, then I'll come. No, you come now. Then you talk to him after shiur. If you made it at 9 o'clock to shiur, shiur start 8:40. If you made it at 8:45 to shiur, you miss 5 minutes of shiur or Talmud Torah. Rabbi, I made it 8:45, what do you want? 8:40 the shiur started. At 8:40, if you came at 8:45, 5 minutes, you already lost the studies of the Torah, 5 minutes. Says the Zohar, says Chafetz Chaim, וכמה אנשים שהופקר אצלהם עוון ביטול תורה. There are some people, he says, for them ביטול תורה became like הפקר, not a big deal. ושמים כל זמנם בהבל, and they're running after empty things. ואינם חושבים זאת לעוון כלל. Rabbi, what עוון did I do? ועבירה גוררת עבירה, שאינם מחזיקים את ביניהם לתורה. Because they're not so careful with the studies of the Torah, the children see Abba doesn't care about Torah. Abba doesn't care about Torah. The children become even worse than that. ועל ידי זה נתמוטטו הרי עולם. אמרתי להעתיק קצת מאמרי חז"ל, מגודל השכר של לימוד התורה בעולם הזה ובעולם הבא. ולהפך גודל העונש, חס ושלום לא עלינו. אולי על ידי זה יתעוררו במקצת להחזיק בתורת השם. says the חפץ חיים, אמרו רבותינו מסכת סנהדרין, דף צדיק ט עמוד ב', כל העוסק בתורה לשמה, משים שלום בפמליה של מעלה ובפמליה של מטה. A person that studies the Torah, Aaron, he is bringing shalom in the upper world and in the bottom world. שנאמר, או יחזק במעוזי, יעשה שלום לי, שלום יעשה לי. הרב אמר, כאילו בנה פלטרין של מעלה, פלטרין של מטה. He says, when you study the Torah, Rav said, Hashem says, you build for me my palace. Imagine right now a person comes to a, but one guy told me, he says, Rabbi, you know Yeshiva Chafetz Chaim in Main Street? Yeah. He said, I built it. Mm-hmm. Wow, you built it? Yeah. So I'm the, how do you call this? Engineer. Contractor. Nachal, he said, I built it. I said, wow. Then he said, the engineer. Imagine, it's a big building, so much Torah goes on. What is the good this person has? Says Hashem, when you study Torah, Rabotai, in my eyes, Hashem says, you build my palace. My palace you build. Yosef, you understand what it is for Hashem when you study Torah? The value of it, how important it is? That's Rabotai, every one of us, every single morning, every single night. We have to make sure to study the Torah. Put your schedule around that you make sure in the morning you have a set schedule for studies, and in the evening you have a set schedule for studies. And Hashem, Bezrat Hashem, always should be happy with our Torah. Amen. Bring a lot of beracha on Am Yisrael. Amen. Amen. Amen.